explore healing beyond medications, and reclaim life through support and alternative therapies.
Just prescribe you Percocet and charge you $500 a month for it.
Right.
There's a big disconnect between not only pharmaceuticals, but our doctors, because on this end, they are getting paybacks,
right?
Like from these companies, and they don't want to give you the true route that's there. Well, I am living proof that whole system is monopolized.
Mm-hmm.
They tried pressing painkillers, sleep aids.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Ambien.
Mm-hmm.
XR is what they were, or CR, and I mean, it made me sleepwalk. I woke up in a Walmart 4 blocks away from my house and surrounded by cops. Like, what's going on, guys? And the funniest part about that is they were good to me, but even within that day, one of those police officers reached out to me and he goes, "You don't need to be taking that stuff." Uh-huh. And that was actually when I started realizing, well, hey, maybe I just have imbalances. And really I did. I had a magnesium imbalance that was so upside down. If I would have been supplementing it the whole time, I would have been able to fall asleep normally.
Right.
And of course I had brain injuries. I had the PTSD thing going on, but there's therapy for that. Mm-hmm. You don't need these medications to be the absolute rule of your life. At times they will prescribe something to you and just wait for side effect.
Right.
Just to see if it works for you. That doesn't sound like a fun time to me.
Right.
And then the other part of that is that how dangerous is that, especially with people who have been to combat? Mm-hmm. Like these guys are coming home, they're already depressed, they're in a bad spot. Now let's just throw antipsychotics at them. That's insanity.
Yeah, I got a buddy who, after our deployment, he was dating a hairdresser, and she had a mannequin in the bedroom. And like a lot of guys, right after combat, you sleep with an AR under your pillow. And something happened in the house, made a bumping noise in the middle of the night, and he sat up and double tapped that mannequin right in the forehead. It's like, well, yeah, he's on all this medication. He's not cognitively present enough to analyze the situation before pulling the trigger, right?
Exactly.
And that's a problem a lot of vets have, is the same kind of thing, and it doesn't get talked about. And that's one of the points of us doing this video. And if you guys appreciate this content, let us know, and we'll start doing this maybe on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But we would like to help more vets actually recover instead of being products of the system and going down the hole we've seen so many friends lose themselves into.
Yeah, the biggest thing that, like we were saying earlier, is that they don't tell you about the breakdown of your body as you go through these stressful moments. They just try to throw a medication at it. Well, there are so many things that can happen from combat stress, not only military stress, being an NCO, being a leader, like you are constantly under scrutiny, and that can do something to somebody's brain to a point where they're not only losing themselves, but they're losing touch with reality.
Right.
And, when you come out of all of that and now nobody's telling you what to do, where do you go? Right. And luckily, like, I have my friend here, who has helped me in drastic ways. I've helped him. You got to lean on those friends you got that are vets as well, that have done it already. And if you're not quite sure where to go for that, there's plenty of outreach out there now to be able to get a hold of healthy veterans that have gone through these kinds of scenarios. There are outreach groups, are therapy groups. You need to start somewhere. Whether that be a blood test, whether that be getting therapy first, or whether it be just saying, hey, I have an issue and I'm not sure what's going on.
Right.